Legal commentators have been weighing in on the case against Pravin Gordhan. Yesterday, it was announced that Gordhan would face charges of fraud. Constitutional law expert Pierre De Vos believes there's little chance of a successful prosecution. He joins us via Skype to explain why now. Good evening to you, Prof. Thanks very much for your time. Why do you believe there isn't a strong chance of a conviction in this case?
Well, the main charge that Minister Gordhan is being charged with is that he committed fraud. So you have to show that that the minister made a false statement, that he misrepresented the facts. And then you have to show that he had the intention unlawfully to commit fraud. So the minister says, well, I was told that this is all about board. So unless there's some evidence that this is clearly untrue and that the minister wasn't told that this is all above board, there cannot possibly be a chance that the NPA would be able to prove that the minister had the intention to defraud anyone. The minister had been doing something that, according to the NPA itself, he had done several times before, namely in terms of the legislation, to grant early retirement with full pension benefits. This is not the first time it has happened. So I suspect, given the fact that you have to prove the elements of the crime beyond reasonable doubt,
Prof, we are struggling to hear you at the moment. I'm going to throw one question at you and hope that you can actually hear me. Many people objectively looking at this case may say, well, if it's not fraud, what was it? Was it negligence? Was it irregular conduct on the part of the minister and his colleagues?
Well, I'm not sure that it is, actually. Maybe there's evidence that we haven't heard that will reveal that it has been careless. But the Public Service Act, which for the purposes of SARS actually also applies to SARS employees, actually says, Section 6A and B, that the minister is allowed to grant somebody early retirement and then to waive the penalty that they would have paid on their pension. So this is actually allowed in the Act itself. So the minister has been exercising discretion in terms of the legislation. This is not the first time it's happened. It happened many times before. So in that context, it seems very difficult to say that there's any wrongdoing here. Also, the other strange thing that the minister is also being charged for fraud for then reappointing the deputy commissioner of SARS, and the advocate Abrams yesterday quoted the section in the Act that says, well, if you're going to be the acting commissioner, then you can only act for 90 days. But he wasn't charged with being appointed as the acting commissioner. He was actually appointed as the deputy commissioner. There's no law that says you cannot act as the deputy commissioner for longer than 90 days. So I think that both on the facts and the law, there seems to be an odd presentation or odd view of what would be required to secure a conviction, a view that I think most criminal lawyers will not agree with.
Prof, it's interesting that this happens quite a lot at state-owned enterprises. I happen to have worked at one for a number of years where many people took severance packages and shortly after that returned as freelancers. I interviewed members of the police not so long ago who were asking retired members to come back to work because they simply had a skills shortage. If the door were opened to prosecutions of this kind, might it be a gateway to hundreds of such prosecutions?
Well, I don't know, what the statistics really are. I just know that there are many people who have taken this early retirement. But I don't think there will be a gateway, because I think unless there is a clear evidence that somebody had the intention to defraud the state by allowing for this to happen, to make some money out of the state in some way. And that would be very difficult to prove. Unless that can be proven, there's not going to be a conviction for anyone, whether it's the Minister of Finance, whether it is a police officer, or whether it's somebody working as a clerk in Home Affairs. I don't see that there's going to be any convictions for fraud in this particular situation.
Constitutional law expert Professor Pierre De Vos, thanks so much for speaking to us this evening.